Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Roadways 3 with me, Alpha Omega, and the Kaiserliche Marine. So the 1906 is upon us, and I believe we are on the brink of a major war. Why? Well, one thing is that we already have a war. We have a war between Spain on one side and Great Britain and who's the second? Great Britain and United States. Yes, Great Britain and United States on the other. And despite the unbelievable numerical superiority, Spain is sinking one ship after another. It's crazy. It's crazy. But the main escalation might happen between Austria-Hungary and Italy, because they are at 10, so just 2 steps away from war, and there is a huge amount of alliances involved in this. So I'm really interested in seeing how this is going to continue, because it's going to be interesting. Austria-Hungary has an alliance pretty much with everyone, and with those that it does not have, they are allied in the other bloc. So yeah, it's a little bit weird, but we'll see how it's gonna go. I'm really looking forward to it, because I think we are ready for a war. We're in a pretty good shape, despite the very thin years that we had. We are in a good shape. Our relations are also pretty good. We have very high animosity with Great Britain, and we have high tensions with Spain and Italy. But other than that, we are good with United States, Japan, and we have neutral relations with Russia and France. So we are, generally speaking, fine. We have almost no unrest. Things are looking good for us. What is not looking good for us, what is actually looking great for us, is the tonnage per nation now. We managed to get to the 3rd place by adding 8,500 tons this year, and most of the nations are actually further bleeding their tonnage. Great Britain lost 52,000, Italy 44,000, the USA 44,000. It's crazy. As a whole, we have lost another 183,500 tons this year. So the total tonnage is now at 2,213,100. And as the table has reshuffled, you can see that Italy dropped by 2 spots, USA dropped by a spot, and we were elevated by 1. France is now the 2nd biggest navy. Russia is now above USA. And Japan is now above Austria-Hungary. So it's really interesting to see the dynamic in the game. I can see that the general decline is continuing for most. As a combined tonnage, it is pretty much clear. And as the tonnage comparison relative, all I can say is that we are just massively expanding. We currently have 12.61%, and because there is 9 nations in the game, the average, or not average, the equal share of everyone would be 11.11%. So we are way above that right now, and we have thus a bigger slice of the pie than we should have if everybody was equal, meaning we are much stronger than everybody else. Pretty good. Well, I mean, not everybody else. France and Great Britain are way above us, but other than that, the tonnage is pretty good. Now, as far as economy goes, we had a really good year. Our funds increased by 111%. We now have 4% of our yearly budget at hand. I guess in hand. I keep saying at hand, but well, it depends, whether it's on the table or in the drawer. Per month, we are now getting 17.76% more, and the yearly budget is 160,280 Reichsmark. We also managed to lower our total expenses, which are only 2.1% lower than they were last year, but if I remember correctly, it was like 15% above our yearly budget last year, but now it's only 95.67% totally. So while we lowered the expenses only slightly, what we managed to increase is the budget. Now, I mean, that's not exactly what happened. We lowered it, then we got more money, we started spending. But, year on year, that's the difference. And I'm also happy that we are now significantly above the trend line, which means we have one of the better years. Ship cost actually lowered by 6.6%. It's due to the fact that we mothballed quite a lot of ships, and we have actually scrapped our first ships, which is 4 corvettes that we previously had. Construction also went down slightly by 4.69%. So, as I said, the income has been cut a little bit on the expense side, but it is still pretty good. We're building quite a lot of new ships. Well, we're actually very close. Yeah, we had something like 177,000, something like that. Now we have 160, so we're not that far away from our peak budget. Research. This was an insanely good year as far as research goes. We gained 2 levels in machine development, 1 in armor, 2 in hull construction. We gained 3 in fire control, 1 in subdivisions and damage control, 1 in turrets and gun mountings, 1 in ship design, 1 in white forces and torpedoes, 1 in torpedo technology, and 1 in submarines, 1 in explosive shells, 1 in fleet taxes, and 1 in naval guns. And we have unlocked an entirely new area called anti-submarine warfare, which we need to invest in a little bit. Fleet overview. Well, we have still 9 battleships, and nothing changed there, but we have 13 heavy cruisers now, and we're building 2 more. The last 2 Königs from Preußen. We have 15 light cruisers, 10 destroyers, 8 corvettes, and we have 4 submarines, and we're building 3 more. We continue with the plan in Grau. We are rebuilding a number of ships all the time, so our fleet is actually, updated and refurbished. But we need to put more emphasis on building now, because most of the ships are now already upgraded and have at least some form of fire control, which is the main thing. We have recently gotten the coal turbine, or coal steam turbine, it would be. And it is a question whether or not we want to start installing that on some of our ships, because it gives us like 4 or 5 knots extra speed on a normal ship, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. Now, the Weissenbergs, 2 of them are rebuilt and already in... Well, actually, I should have mentioned here as well that we have created a new fleet organization. So, with that said, Weissenbergs are already distributed, Deutsche Kaisers are distributed, Donnaus are distributed. Königs von Preußen, you can see here that we have König and Friedrich I, Friedrich Wilhelm I, and Friedrich II are being built. Hertha is being rebuilt. Victoria Louise are already rebuilt. First Bismarcks, Prince Heinrichs were rebuilt, so they're pretty good now. We have the Hansa class design study currently running, which is an upgraded design of the Lübeck class, slightly bigger with the new engine. We have rebuilt all of the Lübecks. We have rebuilt all of the Gazelles. Hella is now rebuilt. Gayfeons are now rebuilt, but they could get a little bit better if we rebuild them again. I think I might wait a year or 2 more and then just send them to another rebuild. Thetis is never going to happen. The Fault Lines class is good. I'm actually thinking that we might design another new class of destroyers, because I don't feel good building these when we could get something better. But we might wait a little bit until we get some anti-submarine technology, because that would make the design worth upgrading and creating a new one. And here we have our first retired ships. The Columbia class has been retired, and so was the August Pippa. Delphin class is still in service despite being fairly old, and Frederica class, we have just finished the 5th corvette of that class. This is set. Bases and land fortifications. You guys know that we are expanding the base in the Indian Ocean because we do not have enough capacity there for all of the ships that we place there. And I actually think we might expand it 1 more time to be able to send more ships into the area if we need to, because that's going to be one of the places that we will desperately need to hold. No changes in coastal fortifications. And last but not least, the officer corps. We actually have a little bit of a difference here. We have, of course, 2 more contra-admirals and 3 more captains to reserve. So you can see that the amount of officers keeps rising. But when you look at the statistics, we actually have our first incompetent and first brilliant officer. Now, the brilliant officer and the incompetent officers are both captains to reserve. So I want to look at them and actually see if we can do something with the brilliant Captain and assign him to maybe the new König von Preußen, so we utilize him to the fullest. The incompetent officer, I'm thinking we fire him. I mean, we have a lot of prestige. There's really not much stopping us. And having an incompetent officer in the service wouldn't be, permissible. So it is something to actually consider, but it seems like as we gain more and more officers, we're gonna see these outliers even more. Okay, and that's all for the report. I'm happy that you enjoyed it, hopefully, and I'll see you in the game. Okay, so here we are. Let's look at the research first, because the anti-submarine warfare is a new technology and it is medium. Okay, I'll leave it be. I thought that it would maybe pop up as low, but no, it is medium. So that actually aligns with my goals. Second, let us look at that incompetent officer and what we can do with him. So, where is he incompetent? He's commanding Donau. Are you joking? This guy. Can't I fire you? I guess I can't. I can promote you. The ship as a commanding replacing will cost some prestige. Oh yeah, I can't really have you on Donau. So do we have... Where's the brilliant guy? He's commanding the Light Cruiser Division. So I'll assign you as the commander of Donau. Okay, that cost us 1 prestige. And you are commanding the Destroyer Screen Group. Great. Well, we're gonna kill him off the first moment we get, because, well, what can we do with him? Okay, research we covered. We are actually right now finishing up the design study of the Hansa class. Okay, so that's going to be interesting to see. The Hansa class is a 6,000 ton ship, same as Liebeck's. That's interesting. I thought I made it a little bit bigger, but okay, that was yesterday. Today is today. Let's end the turn. 50 million has been collected by a popular subscription to finance a new battleship. If you do not build a battleship, you may become a focus of some displeasure. A delegation from our major dockyard complains that without new contracts, they risk having to reduce capacity. Okay, so we have just gained 50,000 Reichsmark, and okay, so it is in thousands, so that would be 50 million Reichsmark. So that actually makes it understandable what the denomination here is, or denomination, what the currency is here, and what is the amount. But, too late for that, we already have committed to that. So you can imagine, thousands behind everything. Our top spy has managed to get a hold of the blueprints for the French ship light cruiser Bouquet, currently under construction. 7,900 tons. It has 12 4-inch guns and 10 3-inch guns. It has a 1.5-inch belt. That is super weird. But okay, our latest design, Hansa, is ready for construction. So let's go to the build screen. And, well, okay, I'm not gonna build that. I just want to double check what it looks like. So it has 26 knots. It has the 7-inch guns, 7-inch primaries, 5-inch secondaries, and it has 3-inch tertiary guns. It has a 3-inch belt, speed of 26. It has the central firing. Okay, well, considering they gave us this amount of money, I'm actually thinking we are going to design our new battleship. And it is going to be a direct upgrade to the Donau. Okay, at this point it will be 1343. So if we give you coal and turbine, that frees up even more. I can speed you up. Let's say 24 knots. That's actually pretty good. Can upgrade the guns to quality 0. Upgrade the 8-inch guns over here, and upgrade you guys to 5 inches. Yep. We wanted to have the belt at 12. We want to have the torpedo defense at 1. Anything else that we want to do? Additional ornament. Okay, we need the best fire control. Okay, speed it. The ship is identified as a battle cruiser. Interesting that it thinks that, but we can actually now have a twin 8-inch caliber turrets on our ship. But it would require probably better armor on them. So if I made you a little bit bigger, 23,000, then we could do it. This would be a beast. It has a 17,860 yards range. And these quad 8. Designed as a battle cruiser. Really? How is this a battle cruiser? Is it because of the belt? I'm surprised by that. Okay, I think I can get more of these up there. We can lower this. Please correct the arrow listing. Wait, that's all the placement, so it looks nice. This would look like this, and that's not great. 10, 2, 4. If I lowered you and put more of you guys there instead, I could probably make you much smaller. Yep, I could save about 1,000 tons. Ship is slightly overweight. You can actually deal with that by lowering the amount of ammo here. Goes over to 280. Actually 170. Keep it as it is everywhere. That's gonna leave us with 64 remaining tons. Yeah, and we just need one. It's gonna cost 80,000. Wait, no, time of 30. Yeah, it is 80,000. Okay, so it is 1. Okay, I wanted to name it after a river, and that was the Donau and Elbe. So if you look at the German rivers, rivers in Germany. Let me see what the correct name would be. Of course, how could I have forgotten that? Rhine. You're gonna be a Rhine class. Okay, so let's save and finish it. This is gonna be our... actually, got date... yeah, this is not gonna help, right? Yeah, that's much worse. So 12-inch guns, primaries. Save this. Oh, okay, 64. Yep. So Rhine class. It's gonna take 4 months and 5,000 Reichsmark to research, but we're gonna put it into construction right after that. Turns out the 50k is not gonna be much of a... well, I mean, it's gonna pay for 2/3 of the ship. Research breakthrough hull construction, weight saving on a hull, and we got a stereoscopic rangefinder. In a battle in Northern Europe between the British and the Spanish navies, the British ship heavy cruiser Bedford and battleship Formidable has been sunk. Spain lost 2 destroyers, Sanchez, Barcaistegui, and Lazaga. Okay, well, that's still good. Wow, we have a lot in the monthly balance. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna start building the Hansa class ships immediately, just so that we don't run into too much of extra money. And once the design class study for Rhine, or design study for the class Rhine is finished, then we're gonna do that one. The 2 Königs gonna take 7 more months. Hertha is gonna be done next month. Cool. Hertha has been reconstructed. In an engagement in Northern Europe between the Spanish and the British navies, the British ship Hood, battleship Hood, has been sunk. And Spain is on steroids. USA has reduced naval spending as a result of a social discontent. Okay, well, I'm not gonna criticize them for that. Okay, we have money and Tanganyika 4 more months. I wanted to build that coastal fort over there. A coastal battery, actually. In Tanganyika, because we have only 1. So let's build another 8-inch coastal battery in Tanganyika. It's gonna take 8 turns and it's gonna be 600. So we're still in a positive number. The Kaiser wants you to deploy additional forces in Northern Europe to deter aggressive moves by the British Navy. Our current strength is 64, required is 113. Ships in reserve count. Austria-Hungary has completed heavy cruiser Raab, the largest armored cruiser in the world at 15,300 tons. Japan is hosting an international regatta and sail race. Our well-trained crew is the favorite to win. Make sure they finish behind the host. And we got a torpedo aiming system, which increases reliability of our submarines. In an engagement in the Caribbean between Spanish and British navies, the Spanish ships destroyed Teruel, heavy cruiser Almirante Oquendo, and heavy cruiser Emperador Carlos V has been sunk. Great Britain lost light cruiser Leander. Okay, so luck is moving away from them. But they got 60,000 tons. Britain lost about 50,000. Jesus. Spain is just not joking around. So Kaiser wanted us to move, I guess, pretty much the entire Baltic fleet to the Northern Europe. Germany. I'm a little bit worried that we might not have enough. Because if we want to get 114 and we are getting... Wait, am I reading that correctly? Our bucket is 48 and must be 110. How the hell am I supposed to do that? Yeah, we don't even have enough to do that, so... Well, he's gonna punish us, but I don't really have the ships for that. The Kaiser is annoyed that our forces in Northern Europe are too weak to deter aggression from Great Britain. Your prestige suffers. Our current strength 64, required 118. Recent improvement in productivity has boosted our industrial production. The review of the battleship building program is coming up next month. We are currently not fulfilling our requirement. Hertha has finished her working up. We get a research breakthrough ship design. Superimposed X turret. Enable superimposed X turret on a battleship and battlecruiser. And research breakthrough ship design. Free centerline turrets. Enables free centerline and main turret on your ships. Oh, is the triple turret? In an engagement in Northern Europe between the British and the Spanish navies, the British battleship Magnificent has been sunk. Spain lost battleship Alejandro I. Way to design the Rhine is ready for construction. Let me see if I can rework it. Can I? Does that mean that I can add a triple gun? Triple turrets are not researched. So what was that? Free centerline. Aft centerline. Aft superimposed. Aft centerline. Forward centerline? Is that what they meant? Oh yeah, that's probably what they meant. So wait, where is the turret? Forward centerline. I need you to be able to do a cross-deck fire. Huh, that's interesting. So we could get like a third turret on the ship and it would be aiming in these directions. Cross-deck fire removed as no eligible turrets. Huh, that's interesting. Okay, so we can now have more turrets there. Either way, because we have just finished the design of the Rhine, we're gonna put it there for construction. So it's gonna cost us 80,967. So about 2,340 will be bled every single month, but will be more than fine by the time it finishes. So hopefully our Kaiser won't be annoyed at us again. You're receiving much praise for building the requested number of battleships. Gefion has finished the reconstruction, and the Austrian government is interested in buying the rights to machinery development steam turbines. Well, they are our allies, so by all means, you get that. And you get a research breakthrough, turrets and gun mountings, improved ammunition hoists. Okay, I'll take it, and get a research breakthrough, armor-piercing projectiles, improved armor-piercing cap. Okay, so now because we finished the reconstruction, I'm wondering... I mean, the Gavions are obviously extremely old. If you replace the machinery and put the coal and turbine there, could get them to 22 knots. But it's gonna be very hard to save anything, and it's gonna cost so much. It's a question if we want to do that or not, and the answer I think is not. If we wanted to design a new destroyer, what did the game throw at us? So a 600 destroyer with aft and forward 3-inch turret. It has no secondaries. It has a lot of swivel torpedo mounts for broadside. 30 knot speed. That's just wow. Okay, never mind that. Prestige is back to 30 because we have finished the battleship construction. We've commissioned 3 submarines, and the ship Heavy Cruiser Frederick II under construction could be completed with our best fire control. Yep, and the same for Frederick Wilhelm I. A world cruise for our young cadets is planned. What ship should take part? Some of our newest and most powerful ships, some average ships, some of our oldest ships. Okay, let's take the oldest ship. I'm gonna take the hit to Prestige for budget. Research breakthrough, light forces and torpedo warfare. We can now do a destroyer of 700 tons. And our base expansion in Tanganyika is completed. We now have a total base capacity of 20. An indecisive engagement has taken place between the British and Spanish navies in Northern Europe. Okay, so when we look at the relations, yeah, they're at 11. This is happening. This is happening. There's nothing we can do. Unfortunately, it's gonna happen. Can you actually rebuild destroyers? Yes, you can. That's kind of interesting. Gazelles, Fredericas, Delphines. Yeah, I don't think we need to rebuild anything in our dockyard right now. Instead, I think we might want to build another Hansa class ship, and we're gonna call this one Stralsund. Okay, it's gonna have a increase our deficit, but it's fine. We have just too much money. Gaffion has finished working up. Oh, there was a... Okay, but there was a problem with some technology. An indecisive engagement has taken place between US and Spanish navies. Well, I don't mind that. October, still no war, so we can be happy about that. The Austrian government is offering to sell us the right to turrets and gun mountings, improved turret design. We need the technology. Another weight saving on turrets. And research breakthrough torpedo technology. Okay, 4,000 now at 18 or 2,000 at 28. That's becoming really scary. An indecisive engagement has taken place between the Spanish and the British. Okay, well, it's November. At 10. Okay, they did some emergency diplomacy. Our ship Friedrich II is commissioned into the Navy, and Friedrich Wilhelm I is commissioned into the Navy, and Battleship Wharf has finished reconstruction, and we get improved annealing, which is a gradual improvement in armor quality, and another indecisive campaign. Okay, so what are we gonna do with our new babies? We got Friedrich Wilhelm, Friedrich II, and Wharf. So the 2 new ships, I don't believe any order. So, where are the Libecks? Now at reserve in the Baltic. And they're part of the Baltic fleet. Okay, and where are the Königs? They're part of the Northern Sea Fleet. Is there space in Northern Sea Fleet for the... There should definitely be one, because that is... supporting the entire fleet, but where is it? Baltic Fleet Command, Front Squadron, Heavy Cruise. Oh no, they're here. They are there. But there's Victoria, Ruiz, Marie Claire, and Iron Isabel. So you're both... Okay, so you're in the Baltic. So I think I might create an entirely new squadron just for the Victoria Louise class ships. That would make sense. So let's remove it. And instead we are going to add these two. Okay, and we're gonna create an entirely new division as a support. So this is gonna be a heavy cruiser. We're gonna call it. Oh, you are a core. So let's call this one Northern Sea Fleet Cruiser Support. And it's gonna be NSF. I can add you guys in there, and I can set a role. Here we have. Or can you be core, or can you not be Northern Sea Fleet? You can. Okay, so good. So we added our ships to the Navy, and let's end the turn. And it's gonna be it because it's January. So we finished the construction of 8-inch coastal battery in Tanganyika. Good. And our top spy has managed to get hold of the blueprints of the Russian battleships Imperator Petr Veliki. 17,000 tons, 4 times 12 times 8, and wow, that's actually like a much worse build though. Plotting table in range control and subdivisions and damage control training and TNT bursting charges. Awesome. So that is a good advantage to us. Is there just advanced? No, advanced. That's, all good and fine, I guess. So this is going well. Well, we get a ton of money, so what I can do here is I'm going to start expanding the shipyard, and I'm going to start upgrading Tanganyika base once more. And it still gives us a huge positive number. Okay, so let's build another König from Preußen. This is going to be the Friedrich II. I know that. Oh, we already have Friedrich II. Okay, so and Friedrich Wilhelm II. I know that the Königs are fairly obsolete, but we would like to have more of them anyway. Cool. So that's it. We have finished the year. We've done quite a lot of designs and everything. Looking, generally speaking, very nice and very good. So, thank you all very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next episode. Still the same relations.